जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय। जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा। जय प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव। Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Sri Sri Gaurita ki, Sri Sri Radha Bhagwan ki, Sri 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 Jagannath Balada Subhadramaya ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Gaur Pramande. Maybe I have to put my... Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 8, verse number 2. So this verse number 2 is all about what we need to elevate ourselves to heavenly planets, Devayana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, once again, the title of the chapter is The Churning of the Milk Ocean, Samudra Mantana. So, verse number 2. So, we will first read word by word, then we will read full verse. Tam Agnihotram Rasaya Jagruha Brahmavadinaha Yagnasya Devayanasya Medaya Havise Nripa. Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Jagrur Brahmavadinaha, Jagrur Brahmavadinaha, Yagnasya Deva Yanasya, Yagnasya Deva Yanasya, Medaya Havise Nripa, Medaya Havise Nripa, Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Jagru Brahmavadinaha, Yagnasya Deva Yanasya, Medaya Havise Nripa, Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Jagrur Brahmavadinaha, Yagnasya Deva Yanasya, Medaya Havise Nripa, Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Jagrur Brahmavadinaha, Yagnasya Deva Yanasya Medaya Havise Nripa. Tam Agnihotram Rasayo, Jagrur Brahmavadinaha Yagnasya Devayanasya Medhaya Havise Nrpa Tamagnihotram Rasayo Medhaya Havise Nrpa Yagnihotram Rasayo Jagru Brahmavadinaha What translation? Tam, that cow, Agnihotrim, absolutely necessary for the production of the yogurt, milk and ghee to offer as oblations in the fire. Rasaya, sages who perform such sacrifices. Jagrur, took in charge. Brahmavadinaha, because such sages know the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Yagnasya, of sacrifice. Devayanasya, which fulfills the desire to be elevated to the higher planetary systems and to Brahmaloka. Medhaya, fit for offering oblation. Havise, for the sake of pure clarified butter. Nrpa, O King. Translation translated by Srila Prabhupada ki. O King Parikshit, great sages who were completely aware of the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies took charge of that Surabhi cow, which produced all the yogurt, milk and ghee absolutely necessary for offering oblations into the fire. They did this just for the sake of pure ghee, which they wanted for the performance of sacrifices to elevate themselves to higher planetary systems, up to the Brahmaloka. Purport: Surabhi cows. Surabhi cows are generally found on the Vaikuntha planets. As described in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna on his planet, Goloka Vrindavan, engages in tending the Surabhi cows. Surabhir Abhipalayanantam. These cows are the Lord's pet animals. From the Surabhi cows, one can take as much milk as one needs. And one may milk these cows as many times as he desires. In other words, Surabhi cow can yield milk unlimitedly. Milk is necessary for the performance of yajna. Sages know how to use milk to elevate human society to the perfection of the life. Since cow protection is recommended everywhere in the Shastras, the Brahmavadis took charge of the Surabhi cow, in which the demons were not very interested. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulmitamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the title of this chapter is Churning the Ocean of Milk. So this churning of ocean of milk is actually continuing. In our previous chapter also, the churning of ocean of milk started. So obviously when this churning is taking place, varieties of products are appearing. So when we are churning our own heart by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Cheto Darpana Marjana, that means we are trying to clean our heart. What happens? Obviously, purification means, so whatever dirt is there in our heart, start coming out. So similarly in churning of ocean, the first output, the first product that came out is Hala Hala Visha. Kala Kuta poison. Correct? The first outcome. So that is why we say, when you are on the path of bhakti, the primary focus is on purifying our existence, purifying our mind, and purifying our heart, purifying our thoughts, purifying our action, purifying our words, purifying what we want to hear, purifying what we want to see. We want to see all transcendental. But this requires some sacrifice. Just like the Surabhi Mata here, wakes up possibly at 4 o'clock and comes here. So much of sacrifice, and other devotees also who do. So in the beginning it looked like a poison. Correct? But at the end, when you achieve highest perfection of your life, it has become a nectar. On the other hand, if you are in passionate of sense gratification, in the beginning it looked like a nectar, but at the end it will become poison. Any material activities in pursuit of gratifying senses, in the beginning they are very pleasurable. And in fact, people will give you those things. Even people who want to learn bad habits such as drinking, smoking, so usually they get those things in the beginning free. Some company will give you free, no problem, enjoy. But later they will have to purchase yourself. And then you won't have money to purchase, then people have to steal and do all sorts of things. That we hear all the time in the newspaper, everywhere, throughout the world. It can happen even in heavenly planet also. Don't assume that it only happens in earthly planet. In the sense gratification, we have many stories where even the devatas like Chandra, he also committed offense at the lotus feet of his own guru, Brahaspati, to an extent of kidnapping guru's wife. So all this can happen. So therefore one has to be very careful. So now coming to this churning of ocean happening under the direction of Supreme Lord. Obviously Supreme Lord will give direction that is good for us, good for even demons also, not only for devas. So in this churning of ocean, so we see two primary parties. One suras, that is devas, other said asuras, demons. And so those of you who have come through Swarnabhumi airport from in Bangkok, Thailand, so there when you immigrate and see, so there you see a very nice, churning of ocean scene. So there churning of ocean, the Lord has instructed these devas to engage in churning of ocean, take help of demons also, and all this will happen under his direction. He said, don't worry. So during the churning of ocean, a lot of difficulties you will face. Then appropriate time, Lord says He will solve that. So in our previous chapter we saw very beautifully. So when the first churning started, the first product that came out is poison, harala, that Kalakuta poison. So Lord Shiva is always auspicious, well-wisher of the universe. In fact, He is sort of in charge of this, for example, each of the universes in material world. So if they just let that poison to spread everywhere, poison effect is so strong that all the living entities will be burnt. So therefore He just took and then drank the whole, that almost ocean of poison. So then He held that poison and made almost like a palmful, then put it at His neck. So there is, you see, a Neela mark, Neela, bluish mark, Neela Kanta. So that happened. So after that, both demons and demigods, the devatas and asuras, started churning with vigor, with enthusiasm. So from that, the next product, next output came is Surabhi cow. And each of these product, there is a recipient. That halala poison that there was a big description of one chapter, previous chapter, was the recipient. Who was the recipient? Lord Shiva. Among all the living beings in this world, no one can accept, no one can handle that poison except Lord Shiva. Of course, Lord Vishnu can handle. Lord Vishnu is behind this material world. So within material world we are talking about. So only Shiva can do that. And Shiva was the recipient. So He has accepted it out of kindness, out of mercy, out of compassion for all the living entities. So that was the first. The next one is, so the first verse of this chapter, next as part of churning appeared, Surabhi cow. And today we hear about who is the recipient of the Surabhi cow and what do they do with it. So once we go through each of these, I've been doing. But of course there are many other things came out of this churning of ocean. So as this chapter progresses, you will see 9 more items, 9 more products. Finally you will see, finally appears the nectar. So today the verse is about the Surabhi cow and its products and who is the recipient and what did they do with it. Okay. So the first word, tam. We take each of the word and go deeper into it. Tam. Here it says that cow. So it is referring to the previous verse which appeared. That cow, that is Surabhi cow. Surabhi cow appeared from the churning. So this Surabhi cow, Prabhupada said that, so they are available or found in Vaikuntha planets. The cow that we find here in Victoria, and of course you can see many cows if you're going from out of Melbourne going towards countryside, whether Geelong or Bambara, wherever you go, on the way you come across various animals including cows. And these cows are ordinary cows, but the Surabhi cows, these are Kamadhenu, wish-fulfilling cows. So they are generally found in Vaikuntha planets. So Prabhupada referring in this verse, purport, that these Surabhi cows are very dear to Krishna. Who says that? Lord Brahma says. We are not gone to Vaikuntha Loka right now, we don't know. But Brahma, received direct knowledge from Lord Krishna and he had a vision to see. And sometime he went also. Brahma in his own body. So sometime he decided to go to Vaikuntha planet. When he goes to Vaikuntha planet, at that time, Lord Vishnu came and gave me a handshake. Welcome. Just sometime you get a friend coming. So now you give him welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the temple. Thank you for coming to my house. Please sit down. How can I serve you? So like that, he received and he saw their Surabhi cows. So therefore in his Brahma Samhita, the composition by Brahma, in one of the verse, that is verse 29 of chapter 5 of this Brahma Samhita. So there, Brahma is actually not only discussing about the cow, he is also discussing about how the Vaikuntha planets are. He says, Chintamani prakarara sadamausu kalparvaksya. So this Vaikuntha planet is made from Chintamani gems. Like our planet. What is it made of? If you just dig, you see, earth, iron, gold, water, air, sky, fire, this all we see. So therefore we can say these planets in material world are made of those panchadravyas and so on. But whereas the Vaikuntha planets are made of Chintamani. This is also called as Chintamani Dham. Vaikuntha called Chintamani Dham. So next it says, Laksya Vrateshu Surabhir Abhipalayanantam. So there, Vrakshas, there are thousands of desire fulfilling trees are there. And in that place, what is happening? Surabhir Abhipalayanantam. Surabhir, these cows are there. When there are cows, there must be someone who looks after those cows. And that person is Krishna. And these cows are very dear to Krishna. You can imagine, when something is so dear to Supreme Lord, so we have to be very respectful to that cow also. So very dear to Krishna. And in many pastimes when some of the devas like Indras offend Krishna, for example, Govardhan Leela, when Indra offended all the Vrajavasis and the cows, all the other living beings by putting so much of torrent of rain, flooded, huge flood, hardly any place to stand, houses are in water, many trees are in water, cows don't know what to do. The cows, when they're in trouble, they simply run to Krishna. Because Krishna is their cow protector. That's why we call Krishna sometimes Gopala. If you just see there behind this board, there we see Krishna. And cows are following him. You see, so lovingly going. Sometimes they give him lick his maybe cheek. Sometimes they go and lick his leg also. They're taking shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. Taking shelter of lotus feet of Krishna can be very good. You see here, you see Vamandev. Someone who has taken shelter of Vamandev, so when he went to beg the 3 foot of arm from Bali Maharaj, if you happen to be at that lotus feet, what would happen to you? In one kick you would have been in Vaikuntha Loka. Correct? In second step, he touched Vaikuntha Loka and made a hole. From that hole he would have gone inside. So this is the benefit of taking lotus feet of Lord. So you don't have to do much. So as long as you take a shelter of Lord, so in a second he can put you transport you to Vaikuntha Loka, and that's what we later we will see how Lord Vamandev has performed. So taking shelter is very, very important. So here the cows take shelter of Krishna. In Govardhan Leela, so when it was flooded, cow ran to Krishna and took shelter. Not only cows, others, Gopas, Gopis, they took shelter. Then Krishna had to hold for 7 days, 7 nights that Giri Govardhan, Giri on his just tip of finger, then give a shelter. Obviously Indra thought, he tried so much of effort, 7 days over, looks like nothing happening here. So he felt, defeated. So then, so he offended. he realized that Krishna is Supreme Person. So then he wanted to beg forgiveness. If you want to beg forgiveness, yourself you go royally on Airavat, it will be very danger. So he was advised by his superior. Who is superior to Brahma, Indradev? Brahmaji. Whenever they have trouble, first they go to Brahma. So he goes to Brahma. Brahma says, you have to handle this decision, this situation very carefully. So why don't you take something very dear to Krishna? What is dear to Krishna? Cow. Surabhi cow in particular. So therefore, Indra and Surabhi cows, they go near Krishna. So, so Krishna, of course, first sees Surabhi cow. So even though he may be very, felt offended or, very angry about this behavior of Indra, but he saw Surabhi cow and became very happy, compassionate. Then after that, slowly Indra appeared. He said, no problem. First, very dear, his dear pet has come. So therefore, he accepted both of them. Then Surabhi cow, obviously, always grateful to Krishna. So Surabhi also wanted to perform Abhishek of Krishna. So unlike us, Surabhi don't have to go anywhere. It's self-sufficient. So she poured her milk on Krishna. So that is Abhishek was performed. Then how does Indra do? Indra had Airavata. Airavata took water from there, nearby lake, throw it on Krishna. So this Surabhi cow appears in many times in past times of Krishna's appearance here in Vrindavan on earthly planet. But Surabhi cows are millions and millions of Sahasrasa Surabhi cows are there in Vaikuntha planets. So as this is that's why we consider cow as holy animal and worshipable animal. Even many talks about cow economy. You can run the whole world economy through cow only. The cow, it is considered that cow body has all the 33 million devatas inside. So imagine, if you want to worship all 33 millions of devatas, you can simply achieve that by worshipping Surabhi cow or any other cow also. So it is so powerful. So worshipping means, taking care of cow, being kind to cow. Then obviously cow is not like humans. Cow will give you reward in the form of milk, as much as you like. So therefore, if someone, the last statement Prabhupada says, since the cow protection is recommended everywhere in the Shastras, the Brahmavadis took charge of the Surabhi cow, in which the demons were not very interested. See, from the churning of ocean of milk, 11 types of products have come. The first one is hala poison, second is Surabhi cow. Now, each of those product, somebody is the recipient among those who are there. Who are there? Asura said, Devas. And Lord is also there. The first one is accepted by Lord Shiva. Now the second one is Surabhi. So who is the best person to accept? Who are the best personalities? The sages. Because the demons are not interested in the cow. So that is why we see. So when you are not interested, what do? Either you throw it away, or discard it, or maybe this can be a nice meal. What people do, send it to slaughterhouse or kill themselves and eat. It is very sinful to eat cow meat. Why? This is so dear to Krishna, and cow is considered the mother. Why is it considered the mother? Because everyone drinks milk produced by cow. When you drink a milk from a person, you consider that person as a mother. May not be a biological mother who gave you birth. Sometimes, baby is born orphan, we say. Maybe just during the delivery, for some reason, mother may die. At that time, somebody has to nourish this baby. So sometimes some other mothers adopt that baby or take the baby, even if they don't adopt, but they feed that baby. So therefore, the person who is feeding is considered mother. And mother cow gives us milk and we drink that milk. So therefore we consider cow as a mother. And Prabhupada says that cow milk is very nourishing, not only to this body, also to the mind. Not only the mind, the intelligence becomes sharpened. So if you want to make your intelligence sharpened, so make sure that you drink cow milk. Immediately after the class, you go upstairs, 6-7 glasses of milk available. That is offered to Radha Vallabha, Gaurita, Jagannath Sudharmai. Sometimes the Gokul want to drink milk. He likes sweet. But the milk has sweet. So here they put sugar already into the milk. Then if you want to become a good singer, you should drink the milk offered to Radha Vallabha in particular. If you carefully watch in the milk, they also have some reddies. So if you drink that, your voice will improve. So you can be a great kirtanier. And then your mind will improve. Your intelligence becomes sharpened. Then you can understand difficult subjects such as Shastras, mathematics. If you are studying in Albert Park College or this primary school here in Middle Park, you will be sharper. Okay, if you are doing business, you will be sharp also. And of course, if you want to distribute the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam book, the most difficult job on earth, and you can do it very easily, just like Mahalakshmi. So there are many benefits of drinking cow's milk. Okay. So now we heard yesterday, Prabhu was talking so much about this cow and how cows are subjected to so much of difficulties in commercial way of treating cows. Commercial cows they are talking about. Cows used for commercially producing too much of milk and sucking all the milk, not sharing anything with the babies. So as a result, he was also saying that sometimes they suck milk so much that not only milk, when the milk is over, even the blood also comes. Very horrible. People can do too much of milking. So we should not milk too much. That's what they say. If you are milking, just milk, just enough, not too much. Leave some part for the calf. And so this way, cows are happy. Then whatever you drink, the product of the cow is also will be nectarian and nourishing. Now, so here the last verse, Prabhupada says, demons are not very much interested in that cow. So now, of course, they are not interested when the cow when the cow is very healthy and giving a lot of milk, they are happy to milk the cow and make money. Then when the cow becomes very, very old and hardly can produce the milk, what do? Sometimes people are sending them to slaughterhouses. This is happening everywhere in the world. Even in the land of, India, it seems. There also, sometimes they send it to old cows to slaughterhouses and kill, then eat that animal meat, that cow meat. Very danger. So Shastra says, one who kills this cow suffer how many years? As many years as hairs on the body of the cow. On the cow body, full the hairs are there, correct? In our body also hairs are there. How many hairs you got, Gokul? Countless. Countless, so many. 10,000, 20,000. So cow also has so many hairs on the body, including so many hairs on the tail also. So if you see there, the tail of the cow, there are also so many tail at the end, so many hairs are there. Throughout the body hairs are there. Means 20,000, 30,000 years. So that means hundreds of thousands of lifetime you have to suffer. This is a Shastra's injection. Okay, so this is something we need to be aware. So that is why, so in the Vedas, people argue, Vedas recommend us to eat meat under certain condition. Yes, so even if they recommend, so they are not recommending cow meat eating. They are recommending lower level animals such as goat, sheep. People do. So lower level animals are allowed under certain condition, not discriminatory. So under conditions allowed, but cow is not allowed. But however, unfortunately, now in the modern, so-called modern world, as time progresses, it has become fashion to eat such a holy animal. Cow not only produces milk, but cow is also, kama dhenu. It can fulfill all your wishes if you take care of it very nicely. Some of you must heard about Vishwamitra and Vasishtha Muni interaction. So Vishwamitra was a king. So in this Kausikas, he was called Kausika before he became Vishwamitra. So this king, once he went to forest. When the king goes to the forest, he is not going alone. He is going with all other full army. Because sometime in forest there can be danger. Not only animal, maybe some the opposition party, the king's enemy may also be there. So when he was going, so he come across ashrama of Vasishtha Muni, Maharishi Vasishtha Muni. So obviously, when king and the armies came, they are tired, coming from the kingdom to such a far off place. So he invited them to come and have meal with them. So Vishwamitra was thinking, this Muni, a small cottage hut, how will he feed? He was hesitant in the beginning. Kings are Rajarishis. So they don't want to put usually into trouble. So therefore he was hesitant. But Vasishtha Muni insisted, please come and have. So at that time Vasishtha Muni, prayed to this Surabhi cow, Nandini. Who is Nandini? Nandini is the daughter of Surabhi cow. So therefore it is Surabhi. Correct? Surabhi produces Surabhi only. So Nandini cow. So this cow has produced so much of opulent, something like Chappan Bhog, or even more. So much of delicious varieties of food by cow came out. So then he offered to all the soldiers, and then also this Kausik, that is Vishwamitra, they all ate simultaneously and very happy. Then so at that time somehow this Vishwamitra, as that king at that time as a Kaushika, so he thinking, I am the king of this place, and this Vasishtha Muni is resident in my kingdom only. Why should he have such a cow? It is better that Nandini be, that Surabhi cow be with me. So he was trying to, take forcibly that cow. So Vasishtha Muni was not happy. So this Surabhi cow was gifted to Vasishtha Muni by whom? Devatas has gifted him. So he doesn't want to part. So at that time he was trying to hold on to Surabhi cow, but those forces of army of this Vishwamitra forcibly started taking. At that time he prayed to Surabhi cow, you only can protect yourself. Immediately Surabhi cow has produced so many powerful warriors from the dark. Imagine, suddenly manifested and they defeated this Vishwamitra's army. So then this Vishwamitra thinking, what is this? A simple Muni with this cow, he is defeating my army? That means these Munis are more powerful than me. He thought he is the most powerful personality. He is powerful. That is when he changed his aim. He said, now I don't want to be king. I want to become Brahmarshi. I want to be powerful or more powerful than Vasishtha Muni. So that is when he started doing tapas. And we know the story that he did tapas for 50 years at that time. Very ugra tapas he was performing. Indra got frightened. Indra immediately sent Apsara, Ramba. Who is this Ramba? Actually this Ramba appeared from churning of ocean. Later you will see. Apsaras also came out of this churning of ocean. So you see the products of this churning of ocean churning are very powerful. So Ramba disturbed him. So you can see that connection is there. So these Surabhi cows are very powerful. So the one who takes care of Surabhi cow, whenever you encounter any danger, Surabhi cow will take care of you. So you take care of cow, cow will take care of all your needs. Okay, so that is the power of Surabhi cow. That is tam. Next is Agnihotram Rasayo. Agnihotram. What is Agnihotram? So Agnihotram here, Prabhupada translated as a absolute necessary for the production of yogurt, milk and ghee to offer oblation in the fire. So when you want to offer oblation in the fire, that is when you perform yajna, what do you need? You need, definitely wood. You need fire. So those who are perfectionists in conducting yajna, so they don't use this matchbox. So they produce fire by, like this, taking two arani wood and then churning them. Actually like churning ocean only. They take one small container and churn, and from there fire is produced. So that is the best way of, perfect way of starting up yajna. Anyway, need ghee. And ghee, the pure ghee is needed, not adulterated. The pure ghee, and of course we need grains. So we need, flowers, we need fruits, we need dates, so many things we need. Usually we saw, performing yajna, so in a simple way, but in other places, yajnas are performed in very opulently. If you go on the Chaturdasi of Narasimha Chaturdasi to Mayapur, there they put a big kunda, almost as big as from there to this much area, few meters, big kunda, and performing yajna very opulently, and several brahmanas are chanting there. In our Melbourne, only one brahmana is chanting, but there hundreds of brahmanas are chanting, because if one of the brahmana make mistake, other brahmanas are doing very also are there. Therefore, so those mistakes get corrected. But if only one person making, he might forget even one verse also. So all things can happen. But anyway, so we need a pure brahmanas also. So even you not only perform yajna for Supreme Lord, but there are many people also very experts in karma khanda activities. So in elsewhere Prabhupada said they are performing yajna for devatas as well. For example, recently we had Ganapati Homa, Ganapati Appearance Day. So there also they performed. So for Ganapati Homa you need coconut also. Not the broken coconut. Full coconut. Inside the coconut, no, it should be fully. You offer that coconut to the yajna, Ganapati Homa. Then sometime people perform Homa of Lakshmi Devi, Mahalakshmi. So Mahalakshmi, what all you offer? Not only offer, ghee, milk, other products, fruits, flowers. You also offer sari. Sari preferably, pitambra sari. Pitambra, that is that silk, sari. So sari, blouse, other things. So they put that cloth also, vastra, into yajna as well. So all sorts of things are offered. Anyway, Supreme Lord is very kind. So his expectation is very simple. So to perform such yajna, we need who? We need these expert sages, Saptarishis type. So here you says Rasayo. So the Rasayas are the sages. So this, whatever that Surabhi cow is presented to, for example, Saptarishis. So these Saptarishis have taken, and Saptarishis are, of course, they are perfect in Vedic knowledge. These rishis are those who are perfect in Vedic knowledge. And they know how to conduct yajna, and they know how to pronounce all the verses perfectly while performing yajna. But can we do that in the Kali Yuga? So without, if you see while doing small yajna and all, our pujaris always take one book here, Om Narasimhaya Nama, Om Govindaya Nama, right? Or they use a iPad and read from there. Read on the book. But whereas these sages, they don't look at in a book. From their memory is so sharp, all 4 Vedas they can pronounce, they can speak without looking at it, and perfectly. So otherwise it can become reverse, reaction. So if you don't pronounce correctly, it becomes an opposite. So these such pure Brahmanas are not there. Now we cannot really perform. So that is why we always hear that this Kali Yuga is ocean of faults. In Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, he says Kalor dosha nidhi rajan. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying that this Kali Yuga is full of ocean of fault. So therefore this performing yajna is very difficult. So what do? Kirtaniya eva Krishnasya. So therefore what is recommended is just perform Hari Kirtan. For example, just doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. Very easy. Just only 16 words and do Kirtan. So that is what is recommended. And of course in Kali Yuga everybody is Sudra by birth in Kali Yuga. So that is the easiest that is recommended. And so this yajna performance, so we see very detailed here later, that this was very prominent during which yuga? In Treta Yuga. In Satya Yuga, what was prominent? Meditation. In Treta Yuga, yajna was prominent. In Dwapar Yuga, performing opulent temple worship prominent. In Kali Yuga, Hari Kirtan is prominent. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you perform, Sankirtana Yajna. It's called Sankirtana Yajna. Kirtan itself is a Yajna. Because all of us are coming together. Hundreds of personalities coming together. On Radhastami day, the temple was jam-packed. So you perform Kirtan. Of course, now also it is jam-packed. Manusya Sahasresu. Among all the thousands of humans, few try to perfect their life. Among those few perfected, only who knows Krishna supremely well, and they come to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class every day. So those who are coming Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class every day, even though sometime we may have only one personality attending, during COVID time, there is a speaker, and if you are lucky, you have one person sitting next to you. Correct? So if you are lucky, then I will be sitting there and hearing you. And that's what I did. Sometime I go to bring water for the speaker to drink. That time speaker is speaking without my presence also. So that does happen. But anyway, don't think that nobody is here. Prabhupada is here. Gaurita here, Radha Vallabha, Jagannatha Subhadra here. So there are, supreme persons are listening to you. So you don't have to feel anything. So it happens to Prabhupada also. So this is important. So now, Jagrur Brahma Vadinaha. So this cow, recipients were Jagrur, received by that Brahma Vadina, those who are experts in Brahma Jnana, that is supreme knowledge. So what did they do? They wanted to use this cow product, that is milk. From milk, produce yogurt. From yogurt, by churning, you produce butter. Then by heating that butter, you get is ghee. Correct? So how many of you have done all of this yourself? Milking cow, how many of you have done yourself personally? No one. Yeah. When you go to villages, you can milk a cow. Actually, I milk cows and buffaloes also. You milk cow. Then you heat that milk. When you heat the milk, so sometime the layer above comes. That is very good for making very nice butter. Okay, we make a butter. Then usually you take a pot and put all that butter, take one rod, and below there will be spindle like churn. When you start churning, top layer comes butter. You can put your hand and take it. If you are a Gopal, Swaha, you can have it fresh, correct? How many of you at least put your hand into the pot and took the butter? Only one? Okay, very good. So some more. Yes. Then, of course, you can eat butter. So usually people put butter on the roti, then eat along with, yes. Or you can now heat after the butter, so many like this butters form, then you can heat it further, then you get a ghee. So that ghee, pure ghee, is necessary for performing this oblation, the sacrifice, putting into sacrifice. And why? Yajnasya deva yanasya. And what are these rishis want to do? They want to themselves, elevate themselves to higher planets up to Brahmaloka. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says that, so these elevate human society to the perfection of life. What is the perfection of life? Some of them think going to Indraloka is the perfection life. Some of them are thinking going to Chandraloka is perfection. Some of them are thinking going to Pitraloka is perfection. And of course, some are thinking, some are going to Brahmaloka is perfection. So these munis that who received this Surabhi cow, they want to perform this yajna, Deva Yanasya. Deva Yana. Yana means yatra. We heard about Chandrayana, correct? Chandrayana is yatra to Chandraloka. Then, many countries have been doing this yatra to Chandraloka. Even India also did last year yatra. So they tried Chandrayana first, not success. Chandrayana 2, success. Going there. People are not going. Only that vehicle is going. And what does he do? Take some photographs and send. That's it. Photograph. So take some photos. Possibly, maximum, one a robot can dig little bit, then take a photo inside. What is inside? Is there a water? Is there a diamond? Like this. So that is what Chandrayana. Then they also started Suryayana. Surya means moon. Then recently they are also doing Mangalayana. Mangala is Mars. Mars Graha, Mars planet. Mangalayana. Like this are going on. In fact, in 1960, this was a prestigious. At that time, both US and USSR, Soviet Union and that America were competing. It's called a space competition, space race competition. So they are trying to put Sputnik in the moon. So it is very prestigious, and all the newspapers were writing about it. Prabhupada thought this is a fantastic time. So he wrote the first book that is called Easy Journey to Other Planets. How many of you read Easy Journey to Other Planets? Very nice. Simple book. Prabhupada is talking about their antimatter and matter, and instead of wasting our time in trying to somehow control this matter, why don't we go to antimatter, other side, spiritual world? And he says all this effort trying to go to moon, what is the benefit? It is insignificant benefit, because there also same problem. Even if you manage to go up, Janma Murtu Jaravadi is also same problems are there. So better we put our effort in going to places where there is no such problem. So no fully satisfied. So that is what Prabhupada has talked about. Though of course in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, if you want to go to different planets, very easy, whether within this universe or outside the universe. Krishna in the most confidential knowledge chapter 9, in the verse 25 he says, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitra Yanti Pitra Vrataha Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Mad Yajino Api Mam. Says Yanti Deva Vrata Devam. Yanti Deva Vrata. Deva Vrata, performing some yajna of devas, worship of devas. What does it give you? You will be able to go to Devalokas. Where are they? In this universe only. Heavenly planet, Maharloka. Within heavenly planet, there are so many lokas. If you pray to Chandra, you will go to Chandraloka. You pray to Surya, go to Surya Loka. You pray to Indradev, go to Indraloka. You pray to Sri Ganesha, you go to Ganesha Loka. So there are so many. These 33 million demigods, they are not living in one planet. Each of them have their own planet, rulers. Got it? So you can have. And of course, if you say, Krishna, I don't want to go to any of these planets. I want to have my own planet. Krishna will give you. Dhruva Maharaj got to like that. Correct? So they know the devatas. You can have your own planet. Anyway, so here in this verse, Krishna says that by worshipping devatas, you will take birth among devatas. That means you go to those planets. Then of course you can worship your ancestors. People worship ancestors also. It's very common. You go to some of the houses, you will see all those who passed away. Grandfather, great-grandfather, great-grandfather, like that. Photos are only there. And they worship them. And if you worship very nicely to them, and if they went to higher planet like Pitraloka, so by worshipping you will also go to Pitraloka. Sometimes people also worship bhutas. Bhuta worship. So they will do in a very, very passionate way. So if you worship, then you go to Bhutaloka also. But here Krishna says, so the ghost, bhutas means ghosts, worshipping ghosts and spirits, that happens. So bhutas. So then of course if you worship Krishna, the devotees, so yajanaha, devotees, so whom do they worship? They worship Krishna. And if you worship Krishna, where will you go? You go to Krishna Loka. If you worship Lord Narayana, you go to Vaikuntha planet where Lord Narayana is. If you worship Lord Rama, you go to Ayodhya Loka in the spiritual world. So this is desire for going to moon, desire for going to different planets is always there. So that is why the space race begin. So in that purpose, Prabhupada talks about, so who desire to go to these Devalokas? Those who are karmakandi. They follow Vedic principles, but Karmakanda section of Veda, and by performing rituals according to Karmakanda, so one can elevate. But the highest perfection of life is to elevate oneself to Vaikuntha planets. Highest perfection. There are multiple levels of perfection, but highest perfection. This is what devotees desire. So devotees desire to go to Krishna Loka, perform Krishna Seva in his abode, Chintamani Dham. Or some devotees who are really Uttama Bhaktas, very, very pure. They said it doesn't matter whether I am in Melbourne or in Vaikuntha Loka, so I will perform the sevas here. Correct? So the pure devotees are very kind. They said, I am no problem. I am happy to be in Melbourne and engage in Krishna Seva. I don't mind going to Heli's planet as long as there is a Hare Krishna puja is going on, Kirtan is going on. As long as I am in service, doesn't matter wherever it is. Even impersonalists also want to go higher and higher. They want to cross over this universe and go and merge into impersonal Brahman. Of course, there also you can't say too long again you fall down. But the best place to go is the place from where you don't come back anymore. So such place is Vaikuntha Loka. Okay, so this is what devotees do. Okay, so you can see the power of Surabhi cow's products such as ghee. So with ghee, these sages were able to perform yajnas and elevate themselves up to Brahma Loka. Now the devotees, what do the devotees do? They also perform yajna. Now in Kali Yuga in particular, you perform Sankirta yajna. Kali Kale Namarupe Krishnavatara. Because Krishna has appeared in his holy name in Kali Yuga, just simply by Hare Krishna, Kirtan together, dancing, then of course enjoying the dance, then after enjoying the dance, hear some Krishna Katha, then of course after Krishna Katha, then automatically comes the benefit in the form of prasad also. Correct? So prasad is always there, you don't have to worry. So devotees engage in this Sankirtana to elevate themselves to achieve the highest perfection. So Devayana. So Devayana to Vaikuntayana. Right? So this verse is about Devayana. But this Devayana, if you take shelter of cow as indicated here, then take care of cow and take care of cow just like Krishna tends. So similarly, you also make cow as your pet animal. Just like Krishna makes cow as a pet animal, and you also make Krishna as your pet animal, take care of it, and with that cow's blessing, so we can achieve Krishna Loka. You can say, for example, if you are very close to cow, so you just dreaming or at last breath of life, you just think of that photo where the cow and Krishna are there. The highest success of attending Śrīmad Bhāgavatam can be just remembering that the image over there, Krishna and cow at last breath. So you will achieve Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, the highest perfection. Okay, with that let me stop here. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So you have that prashna, no? Please give. Yeah, please give a mic. At least one question should be answered.
Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. You mentioned how we should offer everything to Krishna and everything should be used in the service of Krishna. Can you just elaborate more on this? Like, for example, sometimes at school we're given to make a software which is used in a sinful way in the first place. So how can I offer that to Krishna?
So now engaging everything ourselves in Krishna service. So in our current education, so right now the biggest fashion is learning, that is machine learning, writing a programs in machine learning using what language? Python, correct? So they are teaching Python programming language. You heard about Python? Yeah, Python programming language. Yes, you develop software. What can we do? Yes, some software may be used for simple purpose, but some software can also be used for transcendental purpose. Correct? So right now, so what is this software, correct? PowerPoint is a software. What we are doing? So we're using this to create beautiful images of how the Vaikuntha Loka looks like. So therefore, the software that we produce don't have to be always used for simple purpose. So it can be used for transcendental purpose too. So this software is became transcendental. Then of course, if you see, for example, our Dvija Prabhu, twice born. So Dvija Prabhu is using the software to take notes, to make planning, how to distribute book nicely, who are the best distributor, how can I inspire them. So he is skimming, making plans on those. So then if you want to be produce software, let's say you become an expert in software or programming, so you can potentially produce software that can help the temple better. So produce software that can help taking care of cow better. So they are doing, so they are putting some small chip into the ear of cow. They want to know where this cow is, what is it doing, is it in trouble, is it in happy mood. So we can engage our software also in transcendental activities. Yes, so there are things that we can't avoid. What you can do if you produce a software? So for example, the people who are producing hardware or software are the richest people on earth today. The richest person on this earth changes from time to time. Someday this person is rich, other day other person is rich, correct? So right now, the founder of this Amazon called Jeff Bezos, so he is the richest person. How did he make so much of money? Using software. What is he doing? They are using software to sell online books, online material things. They are also doing cloud service. That's all they are doing. So the software, actually, software application become richest. And if you are, suppose, use your brain like that and you happen to do that, become richest person. What do? You can use that money to help spread Krishna consciousness throughout not only earth but also other places. What these people are doing? These people have now created a space station, international space station, and they want to go to moon planet, other places. If it is successfully go, then you can send Prabhupada books to moon planet, correct? And our Dvija Prabhu will be very happy to take that contract to give you books to send it to moon planet, to sun planet, in case they don't have Prabhupada version of book. Sometimes they don't have. That is why Indra falls down all the time. He goes after some woman who sometimes happens to be a wife of some Muni, then gets into trouble. Moon, as I told you, this Chandra goes after a wife of his own guru, Brahaspati. It's all problem. But if they read Prabhupada's book, they will follow 4 regulative principles. Then there won't be any problems at all. Yeah. So we can use software. Yes, I agree with you, it is difficult, it is challenging, but all you can do is you become expert in whatever you do, then use the results of that expertise to Krishna consciousness, making yourself, making family, everybody. That's the best way you can do. The best of bad bargain.
Thank you.
Okay? Hare Krishna. So please have prasada. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki.
Vandeham Shri Guru